Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Aimless Pebbles, episode 381. I'm Chris Adams, Second Master, joined by...
The Dark Underlord. Also, RPG Maniac 05.
I have Bowser's head on my head right now, so, anyway, Trioptical, because it's audio. I'm just Trioptical.
It's a me, Mario?
It was funny, because we were out there as Bowser, Princess Peach, and Toad. It was like, we're the supporting cast of Super Mario. And then we saw, there was someone dressed up as Mario. I was like, look, it's the main character. So it was anyway, it's Halloween, so that's why I'm saying these random things. Happy Halloween.
Ooh, in the darkest timeline. Actually, this is our first Halloween in the darkest timeline. It may be our last.
So yeah, so much been playing. It's the end of the month, so we've got some RR, maybe super RR, since we've been doing a good job of keeping it quick and stuff or whatever, and then some news. Is there a middle segment, or is RR the middle segment, right?
RR is the middle segment. We can do Daggers Africa by Toto for tips. The B is silent, which is, of course, topics inspired by popular songs. Actually pretty easy, this one, but there's like a lot of different ones to choose from. I chose the lyrics are weird, right? You've heard the lyrics. The lyrics are kind of weird. There's a part that's like, I think it's like a double negative thing or a single I just don't understand what that line is, but yeah, most of it's like, seems cool. What was I saying? So,
Something about Africa, and
dealer's choice. If we get to it and like we haven't been summoned, then we'll definitely do it. Also, Ace Dog, I got your songs on PSN. We will do those.
I got your song. There's multiple. What is happening?
I forget the names of the songs because they were like songs I didn't know, so I had to go look them up. And I still have confidence that we can do this. Every song can be turned into a topic about games.
This is gonna get
weird. That is how
nerdy
we are.
It's gonna get weird.
We can make it really weird, or we can do like Toto. I don't know if the one that I chose is really fun. Also, it's really hard because one of our hosts is Tekken, of course, and his history with Destiny. And like every single song I think of is like, that line there describes perfectly. Because, like a lot of songs are about love and lost love. And
Basically all Tekken's time with Destiny.
Yeah, Tekken's time with Destiny is like, it just... every time
it's the perfect...
That's
it's the perfect bad relationship.
That's the
perfect bad relationship.
Just like, wow, Destiny, or the D game.
Basically, yes. It's the perfect bad relationship.
Yep. But yeah, so we don't know when we're gonna get summoned. We should probably go through what we've been playing.
Let's do it.
Yeah, speaking of that D game, ...
The D.
I'm just so addicted to it and all up in it and stuff.
He's addicted to the D.
So I hit 305 with all my characters, yay, and then we cleared the prestige with everybody too, so yay. I mean, the third character in my Titan, since I have a weird schedule at work, if we're not raiding on Tuesday, Wednesday, it's like I don't even bother unless I'm summoned, and then I'll like help. And I got summoned because apparently the team needed me, and then we cleared the prestige with my Titan. So yay, they've all been the prestige thingy, and they have the emblem, and now we have the challenge mode coming out this week. And I guess we'll see what the challenges are, and then yeah, kind of just that's where we're at right now. Basically, we're at the wall of new content because we've burned through it all. And unless it's Iron Banner or Faction Rally, there's not really anything to do besides the weekly grind for whatever you're doing, or not the grind, but like the like your routine, your what do they call it when Bungie says like the weird stuff? Your ritual, your weekly ritual, because you just take off all your clothes, you lather yourself up. I mean, you grab your DualShock and you push buttons and stuff happens. her, and then yeah, that's your weekly ritual, and then you're like, yeah, I did the thing, got my engrams, whoopee, and you do it all again next Tuesday. Because for me, it's like I'm at the point where I can just do this every week, and like it only takes like 7 hours, and I'm done with my weekly ritual for the week. And then, or six, I don't know how many actually. After I archive this week's stream, I can be like, all right, it takes me this long to do this week, my weekly thingy. And I just got the Ego Talon raid, or not raid, but the Ego Talon armor set, which is the Icora thingy, her Vanguard research thing that she gives you when you give the tokens to her for the Warlock, which is like the best looking, sexiest looking armor for the Warlock in the game, and possibly ever in Destiny, and it's just so good.
Oh my.
And I like it a lot, and I've now got a full 305 set for it, so yay! And that's my goal right now, is basically just optimizing all my armor sets, because basically every character's gonna have, like, let's see, Iron Banner armor, and then faction armor, and then prestige raid armor. Like, before it was like normal raid armor, but then now that there's like a prestige set, I'm like, well, F the raid set, because that's just like garbage, because it's like, it's just a normal raid, because F that crap. It's like, anybody can do the normal raid, but can you do the prestige raid? And so it's like, they have my 3 sets, and then they're all going to be like optimized for something, so I'm probably have like, I'm thinking of maybe having a mobility set just for the sake of it, like if there's something that you maybe might need to run faster, or be fast for, or jump faster, or whatever that does. And then armor, which is resilience, and then recovery, those are like the 3 stats. So like it works out to just have like 3 sets that are like optimized for 3 different things. And the Iron Banner is going to be resilience because it's armor, and you want to be able to take it in the Crucible, take all the damage.
Oh my.
And then recovery is PvE, so that'd be like the raid set. And then faction would be just whatever. It doesn't have to be mobility, it could just be like whatever I want to be like optimized for. Or I could just like put skills on it and be like, have grenades all the time, or have class ability all the time. I haven't made up my mind, it'll be a liquidous, fluid thing as I get it done and stuff. But besides that, I've been playing Metroid Returns, Samus, and I got past the part I was stuck on, which, funnily enough, it wasn't a door. It was I would go into like a room, and I didn't notice it, but like I didn't think to myself to like I should use the Morph Ball ability here, so I can crawl under this thing. I would just go in there and be like, oh, there's lava. If I go in there, I'm gonna die. I didn't like think that this little bitty opening that's there, if I Morph Ball around it, I might be able to get through it. But I did, and then I got farther, and so I think I'm down to like 19 Metroids now. So I need to kill like a couple more, and it'll clear another section of the map when I jump on the pad that lights up all the stuff that tells you where to go and stuff. And yeah, still having fun, still liking it. So just making my way slowly but surely through that game. I'm trying to think. Oh, another thing about Destiny 2 is that like it's my weekly, or not weekly, but my monthly, or my month. It's been like a month, like give or take a month, and so that is just showing like how not bad the grind is in this game. Is that I was able to do all these things, basically get the level cap, get like a full raid armor set on the Warlock or whatever, and then like Iron Banner armor set, but that's just because I grinded it up or whatever. It's still a thing, so it's like it's not. I mean, they said they're gonna fix the RNG on the flippin' Iron Banner crap anyway, so it's like whatever anyway. So it's not as bad. It's because like I mean last year it's like if you went into full Iron Banner set, you had to wait like successive or until
Iron
they changed
Banners,
it until
yeah.
until they changed it in like I think year 3 Rise of Iron, like unless you wanted like cause like it would drop like after matches and crap. Like before they made that change, and like if they didn't have that armor piece that week, you're effed as far as like, oh, I need this, I need that. I can only get one piece of every Iron Banner, and it's like once a month, so you have to be waiting like for like an entire quarter of a year for 4 months to like get a full set. And yeah, not a problem anymore. So there's some things they fixed, but then it's like, on the other hand, it's like, well, I've done all these things, but I don't feel like I have any reason to ever do them again, or just, go back to do them again, or there's like, all I need is Glimmer to get my stuff. Besides that, it's like, what else is there for me to do? Because I don't really feel like doing anything, so it's weird. It's a weird spot to be in until we get some new stuff to do. Or just like I said, like if there's nothing going on, there's no faction rally, there's no Iron Banner, it's like, well, I'm just going to do my weekly ritual, get my drops, and that's it for the week. So no longer a. I'm just gonna. I mean, I guess that's a good thing, 'cause, I no longer have to crack out a bit too much and just be a slave to Destiny. So it's
It sounds like you're technically still gonna crack out, though.
not really. I'm looking forward to playing other things. Oh, I did play something else. I don't have an image for it, but that Array game that they showed at Paris Games Week, that it wasn't what I thought it would be. It's a lot of collectible stuff. Like you go and get a lot of orbs.
So it's not Journey.
It's not Journey, and it's not
Aw.
Abzu. It has
It
that
looked like
vibe,
Journey
but it just
2.
isn't. It just yeah. I mean, that being
They
said, if you just
tricked
wanna,
us.
if you just wanna like have, a nice relaxing, I'm gonna be a dragon and fly through the sky, and yeah. That's nice and cathartic. But beyond that, it's yeah, probably not gonna hold you for extended periods. So, but yeah, that is pretty much all I've been playing. I think, yeah, because I didn't play. I picked up there was some game from Playlink I picked up, but I haven't played it. I can't remember. Hidden Agenda. I haven't played it yet though.
Oh, Hidden Agenda came out. I did want to get that and never did. Good job. Good job, me.
Is it my turn?
I think so.
Okay. So Paragon, of course. Excited for tomorrow's update, but whatever. No, my most memorable game that I played since we've last recorded was Elite Dangerous. I picked it up as part of my Playing People's List series, and they basically said like Elite Dangerous is the most remarkable achievement in video games to date, because it's like No Man's Sky, except what people thought No Man's Sky would be. But it is super hard.
Of course it is.
Oh no.
So, well, I guess you can't land on planets, but like the galactic flying around and like trading and all the going to space stations and stuff like that's all in there, and like space combat stuff that's all in there, and it's like it's really cool, but it's super hard.
Space combat, you say?
Yes, space combat. But it's very like it's hardcore in a very sort of space nerd way. Like you want, for example, it is hard to even get to space stations because like when you think about the scale of everything in space and the distances of everything in space. Let's say you want to go to the nearest star. It's like, okay, so you got this jump drive. You can jump to that solar system, but then at like sublight speeds, everything in the solar system is also really far from each other. And so you got to like approach these things faster than the speed of light so you can make good time. But then you have to drop out of that speed at the right time so that like it so you don't shoot past it, or you don't like drop out too far away, and then you're stuck traveling like 4 or 5 days in real time to get to the station you're trying to get to.
Oh.
And so it's like
fun.
it's pretty complicated. You're watching it's like this is insane. Like they went through all this to make you like No Man's Sky. It's very sort of streamlined when you're doing these things. Like you hold down the triggers, you're going super fast, and then you just sort of let go when it looks like you're almost there, and then you just kind of do it. And it's like, yeah, it works. This one is just like no. You got to watch all the meters, and it's like okay, when the meters all get to the right spot, that's when you can drop out of. I'm just gonna call it warp. You can drop out of warp, and then you're close to the thing enough. But then, and so this happened to me twice. Like I literally died twice trying to park my ship to buy cloth.
Well, that's awkward.
The second time was super ridiculous. Well, so the first time was ridiculous. Like the game is very unforgiving to newbies. I was trying to land. I was like, okay, yeah. So I'm trying to land, and you have to land on the right pad, facing the right direction, near the middle of the pad. Otherwise, there's a time limit for one. you have 10 minutes to land after you request docking, or they get upset. Like one time,
It's like, how dare you did not dock?
like one time, when I was landing, I accidentally ran into something, and they were like, "Oh, infraction," and then they literally like killed me. I was like, "I didn't mean it was an accident, and you just killed me." And like I'm trying to land, and each time they keep saying like it's taking too long, and they'll be like, "Hey, you gotta get out of the way so other people can land." It's like, well, I'm trying to land too.
It's like, I'm trying. Leave me
And then
alone.
the second time I was trying to land on the pad, I couldn't turn to face the right direction. Like something with my controls was weird, so I couldn't turn the ship. I could only strafe it, and I was like trying to ease it somehow into the right spot. And then I was live streaming and someone was telling me what to do, and I was like, yeah, just turn your yaw. I was like, the yaw control isn't working. See, it's just strafing. And then we look, it's like, oh, there's only like 6 seconds left, and I'm inside of their space station. And if I don't land on the pad, then they're gonna be like, all right, you're now unauthorized to be here. Get out of the space station, or we're gonna kill you. I was just like,
Oh.
There's 6 seconds.
Nice.
Like, oh no! Pause. Okay. Go through the controls. Okay, yaw. Like, I don't even care. Like, I'm just gonna take some buttons and assign them to left and right yaw, so I can hurry up and spin it over and land. And just everything to avoid dying. I'll figure out the controls and like set them back somehow later. Unpaused. Turns out pause isn't a real thing because it's like an online game. So 6 seconds have passed long ago, and they're just like, all right, you're trespassing. And I just like died immediately. Like, I'm just trying to buy two pieces of synthetic fabric.
It's like, I just want to make some clothes, man. I just want to make some clothes.
It was ridiculous. I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. And yeah, like that, the whole first like 4 hours, it was just like repeatedly dying on these pads. It's like, well, luckily the first ship didn't cost me anything, and they don't charge you to like buy a new starter ship. But like, I think what happened the fourth time? The fourth time I was like trying to land again, and I was almost there, and then it said, "Oh, someone is scanning me," and then they scanned me and they killed me. I was like, what happened? And the guy in my chat's like, "Oh, look, like you're wanted, so I guess you did something in a previous like ship." I was like, "But I didn't know."
I'm just trying to land, man. I'm just trying to land.
It was awful. Yeah. But I'm like strangely compelled by it. It's like the game is pretty cool. I started playing it some more. I was like, now I've got landing down. But it's a weird, the learning curve is super steep in this game. So all I'm trying to do, like the fabric that I was buying, it was for a trade mission. So I finally landed in the station. I was like, okay, hit the mission list, and it says, here's the missions that you can do at your rank, which is called penniless. And I was like, oh, look, a trade mission that I just have to go out and find fabric and bring it back to the station, and I'm good. And it's not even a lot of fabric. It just has 2 pieces of synthetic fabric. So I picked it, and I was like, all right, where do I go? And I was like, oh, so open the galaxy map. I don't know what I've done if this guy wasn't there. I was like, okay, open galaxy map. And it's like this humongous mess of tangled like star routes and like all these dots. And like, what am I looking at? It's like, all right, now you need to go over to the side and like go into filters and like uncheck everything except for industrial refineries. Like, oh, okay. It's like, okay, now there's like 12 stars or something. It's like, okay, now you gotta pick one of those, and then you gotta hit plot course. Oh, but not for the star. You gotta go into the star map, and then it brings up the system map, and you gotta select the station that has fabrics, and then you want to go to that one, and then plot course, and then you actually fly there. And I briefly described the flying earlier. It's like, it is not easy. And then I never finished that one. I never got the fabric. I just like, screw it. I'm just gonna restart. He's like, the wanted rating disappears in 6 days. And I was like, is that in game or real time? I was like, yeah, I
Just
think
wait
I'm
a week.
restart. It's not like I've done anything. I've just died 4 times.
That's why they want you.
It was crazy. I can't even get through the training missions. Like, I had to skip one of the training missions. It's like advanced combat. And I don't know what I was doing, but like every time I would be shooting the ship that I'm supposed to shoot, and then it would like get behind me, and then after it was behind me, I never saw it again. So every time I was like, okay, while it's in front of me and it doesn't know that I'm going to attack, I need to do crazy amounts of damage and hopefully destroy it, because if it gets behind me, it's basically game over because I'll never see it again.
Oh, dear.
And yeah, I did it once, and like 4 other enemy ships appear, and it's like, I can't do this. I have no idea. I'm gonna be a space bus driver. Like, that is my chosen career path, and it's dangerous. You can like pick up passengers and like ferry them around once you get high enough reputation. So I don't know if I'll ever reach the bus driver like career, but yeah. So far I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Did I play anything else interesting? Mario Odyssey. Oh, that one's fun, but I haven't really played it that much yet. But you played Galaxy, right?
Yep.
Odyssey has those sort of like waggle controls too, but they work so much better. Like, they do things that are what was the one? Well, so like you can either push Y to throw your hat, or you can just like shake the right remote, and you can use both at the same time. So you're not forced to use any of them. But they occasionally like motion augments the thing that you're doing with the buttons, and it works really smoothly. It's so much better motion control wise. I don't know about the game yet because, as I said, I haven't really played it. That's how it is here. You want to see the new games I bought? No. But there are many.
Of course there are.
Because
Because we didn't podcast last week. Dropped the call.
Actually,
Why
it's
we
funny
can't have nice
because I was
things.
like borderline going to get the Switch bundle for Odyssey, and then I just kept thinking like the thing that like kept me from doing it was like, Tegan, you'll get this game, you'll crack out and be done within a week. You're playing Destiny, and you have many months ahead of you. Let it go. You will get this game eventually and play it. You don't need a new console to start adding new games. Don't do it. It's a trap. I was like, you know what? Voice in my head. I think you're right on this one. Let's just keep Destinying, and yeah, get our Iron Banner armor hopefully when they have another Iron Banner, which they didn't have another one this month. So they have stuff with that, Bungie. Sorry.
Because they're preparing for festivals and sparrow races. Sparrow races. Just the spice of life.
I don't think we're gonna get Sparrow Racing in Destiny 2 the first 4 months. Just saying.
Of course you are. Everyone loves sparrow racing.
Since everything is so optimized for 4 players. Oh, so yeah.
4-player spare racing.
Or 4-player fire teams. So.
Man, that would be too like intense. 4-player spare racing. Unless they're gonna do it like Road Rash. Then it would be super intense, but actually kind of cool. Yeah, that's what I've been playing. RPG? Hello?
Well. I've been playing games, is what I've been doing. So, since last time, I finished up Danganronpa V3, and it had a massive twist at the end, and it was like, oh my goodness! So, I don't know how people are going to react to that, because it was pretty huge. So, But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was great. I'm sad it's over though, because that means no more Danganronpa for like ever, and then I don't get to see high school students murdering each other anymore.
I'm sure that's like a genre.
It kind of is. It kind of is.
The high school students murdering each other or something else?
Yeah.
In
High school
Japan,
students
it
murdering
is.
each
Oh,
other
in
genre.
Japan. I was like, that's a thing, because I don't know what you're talking about right now. And Sam
Battle
told me
Royale,
about it.
Hunger Games, Danganronpa, just half the anime that exists. You know, just to name a few. But
Did you play all the Corpse Party games?
I played 2 out of like the 6 of them.
Oh, okay. Or like the ones released. How many did they release here? I thought it was just 3.
Well, it's weird because it's like because one of them they re-released like 3 times on different platforms,
okay.
and then they released I think like actual like 3 or 4 sequels or something like that. It's a strange setup or something that they did.
Huh.
And even when they do that, they always like semi-change even the re-releases, so the like scenarios are a bit different. So it's not like a straight up like remake in the sense that it's supposed to be. It's reasons, I guess. Reasons. But yeah, Japan loves killing their high school kids. I don't know what's up with that. That and Ghost. They love Ghost.
They're delicious.
What?
I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah, I was just playing Pac-Man, I guess, so it just popped into my head.
I mean,
It just made sense when I said it.
but yes, Danganronpa, man. I was quite surprised. Quite surprised.
Gotcha.
It was like a semi. I mean, but it's weird the way it's set because like it seems like I don't know if it really was like a series or like a series reboot. Like they were kind of billing it to be the first when it was first like announced because they're saying it was starting like a new like series or whatever. But then things got weird, like really weird and super meta. So I was like, I don't know what's happening right now, but this is, huh. Also, I think they might have been, I think they might have like made fun of the fans too because of what they did too. They're just like, hey, it's like that's kind of rude. So I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna go, how the series is gonna work going forward. But it was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. So there's that. Other than that, I picked up Knights of Azure 2, Bride of the New Moon. It is the sequel to Knights of Azure because it's a 2. So it's made by Gus, so it's like super fan servicey. A lot of girl on girl stuff going on, but it's what they do, man.
Is that their
It's what
MO?
they do. I mean, yes, kind of. They enjoy like a lot of their games have very large female cast. Like there are always very few men in their games. So yeah. But yeah, so there's a lot of kind of like suggestive situations and stuff between some of the characters since once again there's a bunch of women. So you kind of have to see that coming. But yeah, this one is the sequel to the first one, but they changed the battle system around a little bit. So now you have like a human partner in addition to the monsters that you can like capture and stuff. So they switched it up so you only have two monsters and the human partner with you. So you could change your party when you're at the hotel or whatever, but then when you go out, because each of the partners has like different skills and special abilities and stuff, and now you can do like team up attacks and all that other stuff since now you have an actual person with or another character with you now. So that's added to the fun times. But that's pretty much all I've been playing, I think, other than I played Paragon too, but that's about it. But that's it for now. I think for now. I have no more games this year, so I think I'm
Finish Horizon.
It's so much work.
I was gonna say actually with Persona 5 done, what is the next game that is holding reality together? Is it Kingdom Hearts 3?
I, I didn't even think about it that, but I guess so, because I mean we haven't all died horribly yet, so there must
I
be
was like, what's
something.
the game that's saving us from the darkest timeline right now?
That's holding the world together.
Because
There must
I
be
mean,
something.
allegedly that game's supposed to come out next year, so I was like, I just want to know, when to be prepared. Just saying, so you know.
Well, if it does come out next year, then you know to bend over and kiss your butt goodbye, because that's pretty much it after that. Because like I have nothing
I was
left.
gonna say, is there anything after that?
'Cause like Kingdom Hearts 3.
No,
Like Kingdom Hearts 3 was
there
pretty
will be
much it.
new things. New things.
Because when you think about it, when it comes down to like my long-awaited games, like Final Fantasy 15 finally came out, and then Persona 5 finally came out, and then it's like, well, Kingdom Hearts 3 is the only thing left. So it's like, well, if that does happen to come out next year, like they say it is, then we're pretty much doomed.
RPG's unholy trinity.
Dun dun dun. Well, it really will be the darkest timeline after that. So, good luck, everybody, and Godspeed.
I saw something on Twitter about like the amount of carbon dioxide in the air or something was like way high. I didn't retweet it. I wanted to, but there was like a video and I didn't watch, and I was like, I'm just gonna let this one go. But I'm gonna not forget about it, and now I can't forget about it, and I need to go back and watch it now because I'm kind of freaking out inside secretly.
You should be. You should be. Because we can't breathe carbon dioxide. So, you know. There's that little problem. So there's that little problem.
Aimless fact of the night. We can't breathe carbon dioxide, but there's so much produced, so much of it.
Like I said, good luck and Godspeed, guys, because it's all starting to build up. It's all starting to build up. I mean, you see, this year just kind of went downhill after I finished Persona 5. We had like a record. We had like a record hurricanes and storms happening.
It's like RPG's just chugging. He's not holding it all together, and then it was like a roller coaster off a cliff
Basically.
into the crack of darkest timeline.
So,
Like, how
good
did
luck,
it get?
world.
The darkest timeline.
Basically. We are so screwed.
Okay, I guess on to RRR then.
RRR, rapid release responses. Basically, we go through releases.com's list of games coming out for the next month being November. And then there's a yay or a nay or a and the gets a truncated description to like a second chance response. We could do this really fast or really slow.
Oh
Do it
my.
fast.
Inappropriate.
Phrasing.
Basically.
Because, the summons. So, disclaimer, this is not a complete list, as we've found many times, and oftentimes games get delayed and we read them many months in a row. What was that? Sorcery something. Also, this is mostly for entertainment. If you need real information about a game, Google is your friend. And maybe someday we'll do a real one.
Why would we do that?
Let's go. November 1st, tomorrow, something called Sokoban Next for PS4.
I have no
What?
idea what this is.
Play the world's favorite puzzle game on a brand new level.
How is it the world's favorite
I can read the
puzzle
whole
game
thing.
if I've never
If you
heard
like
of it?
the original, you will love Sokoban Next.
I don't know what the original is. I don't
Also, yeah, double strike for you, Sokoban, whatever. Get the F out of here.
Because now you're just making stuff up. The world's favorite
like
puzzle
you're just
game that no
boasting.
one's ever heard of. Like, what is this?
You're like that remastered game that nobody, I don't know about. That's like, oh, this
Bubsy.
classic from
Bubsy.
No, not Bubsy. That one, it's like a shooter or something, or action game. And they're like, we're remastering it, the classic blah blah blah. It's like, I didn't even heard of this game. Who the F are you? Like, whatever.
So now we're just making up stuff. Just lies.
Next one is Call of Duty World War II, PS4,
No.
Xbox One, PC.
Just no.
Yeah. I'm actually getting this one. I like the single player campaigns.
You do.
November
You tried
3rd, Dot Hack. Slash GU. Last
this
three
Friday?
codes for PS4 and PC.
Crap. I didn't realize it was coming out so soon.
Chang cha chang.
Well, there goes that, I guess.
I think this is actually out. Steven Universe Save the Light for PS4, Xbox One, and that is all.
I think
Steven Universe.
actually, now that we're in this segment, all the games for the rest of the year that I want, I already pre-ordered or bought. So
Yeah,
this isn't
all
on that list. So no.
I do want this though. Like I heard the Steven Universe games have been pretty good.
Have they, though? I mean, the show is entertaining, but I've never played the games.
Yeah, like the mobile game was supposed to have been amazing, and I think it's because the
mobile.
creators of Steven Universe like are involved in making the games. They're like the South Park games.
So they have a touch of trueness to them.
The magic. A touch of the magic.
That's actually kind of important for Steven Universe, though, because that whole show universe thing is like, man, it is a lot. It is a lot more in depth than you would expect from the initial outing, where he was talking about cat fingers and ice cream, and now it's like dead mothers and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. I'm like, oh my gosh, this show has changed so much. It's changed so much.
Love it. November 7th, Horizon Zero Dawn: The Frozen Wilds.
Already
PS4.
pre-ordered. Cannot wait.
I want it so bad.
It's funny though, because like when they showed the trailer at Paris Games Week, I was like, I've completely forgot to play this game. I might die a lot. Whatever. I'm just gonna go back to sneaking in the tall grass. Hopefully, I can get by with that. Because it worked in the full game.
Actually finish the full game, and then yeah, we can go from there. Although they said it has like 15 hours of content, so I'm like, that's basically a whole nother game.
Yeah.
It's like guys. So I'll probably eventually get it, but I kind of need to finish Horizon first because robot dinosaurs and butts and all that stuff.
Yep. He's talking about the dinosaurs. Hand of Fate
Or
2.
am I?
PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
I did not know this was coming out this soon. I did enjoy the first one. I have not finished it, but I will look forward to getting it eventually. I don't know how much it is, so yeah, there's that too.
What's Hand of Fate?
What's Hand of Fate?
Card game with all the weird stuff with the NPC dude that's always taunting you or being very
right.
cryptic.
You mentioned that you
all the
played
cards
that
that do all the things to you all the time. Sometimes.
in a probes.
League of War VR Arena for PS4 comes out November 7th.
Is this the tabletop thingy that they showed?
Yep.
I mean, it's weird because I saw it and I was like, this would be cool if it was used for something else, but on its own, I was like, no thanks.
Don't want to play tanks.
No, not really.
Also, Hitman Game of the Year comes out that day. PS4, Xbox One.
I already have Hitman, so I don't need this.
Oh wait, is that the one that was the episodic one?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The
But
best
it's
one
all of it
ever.
now, and
Actually, they
more
added a new,
stuff.
thingy.
And I think they're gonna
Application
rerun all
zero.
of the
Exclusive
targets.
contracts.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I mean, it would be if I didn't suck at stealth games, but
I also think a lot of songs describe fans of this. November 7th, Sonic Forces for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and Switch.
Definitely,
I'll take that as a yes.
definitely letting someone else take that bullet for me. Looking forward to the reviews.
I feel like I'm probably going to be that person, which makes me sad that I
Take
am
them
going to do
bullets.
this. It's like you'd think I would have learned by now, but here we are. I didn't even know there was a new Sonic game coming out, so that only makes it worse. So this is fine.
This is,
This is
America's greatest game shows, Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, coming out on November 7th for PS4 and Xbox One.
No.
What the actual hell?
I think those games are only fun if there's money.
Real money, tropical?
Yeah.
Okay, if that's
Like, people are going to give you money for winning.
maybe someone just really likes the game show and they're like, I would like to do that. I'll never make it on the show.
There is no one like that.
I'm
That is
just
not a
saying
thing.
they sell them, so you never know.
Oh my
Or
gosh.
if you really like board games and it's like, I like a game that's like a game show, but not a board game or something. And digital.
There's
Well, you sound insane.
there was a game called Madilda Castilla EX, Cursed Castilla, coming out on Vita on November 9th.
Oh, a Vita game. That is surprising.
I
So I'm
know.
assuming. I'm
says-
well, because
The tears of a young witch have been turned by a demon into a key that opens up a gateway for the evil in this world.
sounds super
Sorry.
Japanesey.
That description is just like you hit the nail on the head with that one. Like anybody left with a Vita looking forward to a game, they probably already are like, yeah, pre-ordered.
Yeah.
Cannot wait to use these witch tears to open doors. Oh,
November
but true.
10th, we got a game called Whoopo for PS4 and Xbox One and PC.
I have no idea what this is.
Play as an exiled wom looking for a new home in this bizarre.
Are you an
franchise.
exiled womb or an exiled
I was just about to
what?
say,
It
I was
says
like, wait a
An
minute.
exiled wom.
W-U-M?
W-M.
Oh, okay.
What's it's a wom.
Maybe, maybe it stands for something.
Wom in a bizarre but charming world. I mean, it is in quotations. Maybe.
Who made this game? Who made this?
Let's see.
I,
It's an indie. It's being published by Sodesco.
well, that didn't help at all. That's fine.
Moving on. Max, The Curse of the Brotherhood for PS4.
Wasn't this super hyped on the Xbox One or something?
Yeah, it
Sounds
was.
familiar.
I actually think Microsoft Studios, like, this was part of Microsoft Studios. But Max, The Curse of Brotherhood is a cinematic adventure filled with action-packed platforming and creative puzzle solving.
I have never heard of this game, and I feel like you just made it up. So, yeah.
All right,
I
then.
feel like the title's familiar, but then I don't remember it ever coming out or hearing about it after the fact.
Because he made it up. We just established
It was like a
this.
trailer.
It
in
was-
one of the
It was
Xbox
definitely on
360.
Xbox One, like way back in the day.
Whatever.
Need for Speed Payback, PS4, PC, Xbox One, November 10th.
Not interested after the. I mean, how can you follow up with like the amazing game that they had before with just Need for Speed? It didn't have a subtitle or anything, and then it's like they have this one, and it's like, hey guys, you know what we did? We went back to our formula, and we copied all the stuff from Fast and the Furious, and
It's an action movie this time.
That's what he just said. It's the Fast and the Furious. He
I
went
wanna
over
see it.
all of this.
I want to see it. November 14th. Well, we skipped a few Switch games because you guys don't have Switches yet, but I can mention them.
Yet.
Doom is coming out. Doom is coming out on November 10th, as well as Snipperclips Plus, November 10th. November 14th, Tokyo Tattoo Girls is coming out on PS Vita, as well as PC.
Okay, I'm gonna
Tattoo
I'm gonna bite.
Girls.
I'm gonna
Yes.
bite.
Following
What
a
the
calamitous
actual hell is
disaster for the
this?
city of Tokyo, people now find themselves with strange powers granted by powerful, colorful tattoos.
You know what? I'm gonna buy it.
I mean, that
we
being
care.
said, this one time I did have an idea to like make something where like someone had some power that was granted to them by their tattoo. So thanks a lot, Tokyo Tattoo Girls, for taking my idea. And I never got
I think it
around
already.
to
I actually think it already exists as an anime. So
No.
Oh man, the studio's name is delicious. It's a Sushi Typhoon Games.
of course, because
Great. That's great. Next game is something called Cat Quest for PS4.
I mean,
C-A-T cat.
Yes,
Okay,
the feline variety.
that's in the animal.
exactly.
Because
What type of game is this? It could
Embark
go...
on a journey in Cat Quest, where an evil cat lord, Dracoth, has catnapped your sister and has plunged the fantasy world.
That is
of
way too many puns in the
Elingard.
description, whoever wrote that.
I just was about to say, I was like, really? Really? This is what we're doing?
I mean, it's no cat needs cat food badly that we've gotten so many of over last year. But
There'd be so many.
That was thick with cheese, just saying.
Yep. Batman, the Telltale series, season 2, is it? The season finale comes out November 14th.
Dude, I gotta do the second episode where that happens. I'm behind.
LA Noire comes out November 14th for PS4, Xbox One.
No interest in rebuying that game at all.
Again. Lego Marvel
I just I'm
Superheroes.
kind of curious, like, if I bought it and it's like super better graphic-y, if I could like still not tell if they're lying or not. Probably couldn't.
Yeah, like if they don't change it at all, I feel like it's still gonna like. Well, I mean, of course, it's the same game, except it'll look better. Who knows? Lego Marvel Superheroes. I read that right. Yep. Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 comes out November 14th for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and Switch.
I'm sure it'll be super discounted later, and I got stuck on the first one, so you know.
Wait, which one? Avengers?
No,
or the first Lego
the first one.
game? Oh, right. This is part 2.
Mm-hmm. Also, if no X-Men, go F yourself, because no mutants, no self, just saying.
Basically.
Wow. Are there X-Men?
We saw what happened with Marvel's Capcom.
Doesn't look good.
Just saying.
Doesn't look good.
No more mutants, ...
Haha, it's funny because an M-Day reference.
I think this one we read last month, Road Rage.
We did.
We did.
Well, now the date is November 14th, so let's see if it makes it. A game called Outcast: Second Contact.
Oh yeah, that game. That is, isn't that like a remake or something? It was like an old school game that was like open world once upon a time.
It does not say.
Okay. 'Cause there's like this game called Outcast that's like back from way back. That was like really, really awesome. Or people say it's really, really awesome. I've never played it, so if it is that game, I might play it. 'Cause I'm interested. 'Cause I think I bought it on GOG, but I never played it. So.
We also got Ben 10 coming out on PS4 and PC and Xbox One and Switch. Keep forgetting Switch. That one's hard to say.
Not a Ben 10 fan.
How's it
so
hard to
Not
say?
a Ben 10.
After my time
I don't
when I was
know.
a child, so I couldn't enjoy it. Just there.
Yeah, I missed the time of Ben 10. Demon Gaze 2 for PS Vita and PS4.
No.
There's a first one?
Yeah, it's like a dungeon crawler though, so.
No, thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
This was a surprise when they announced it. The Blob is coming to PS4 and Xbox One.
Oh
on November.
man, I remember when I played the Blob, and it was a magical, fun-filled time.
I like
might
that
be getting
game.
this because it was a fun, happy, colorful, much needed in the darkest timeline, I should say. So.
In the darkest timeline.
The jingle. November 16th, Star Wars Battlefront 2, PS4, Xbox One, PC? PC.
Nope, they can take their game and all that money they took making it and go F themselves because they know what they did. Hey guys, you wanted so much in that first game that we didn't put in. Well, guess what? We put in the
They're
second
really sad.
game.
Because reasons, I
But guess
guess.
what? You get to play as the Empire in the darkest timeline. Don't you want that? Don't you want to be the Imperial force that is so oppressive to the
I
rebellion?
mean, I kind of
mean-
wanted to be them regardless.
Yes.
So,
but
I mean-
also Anasaki. All right, November
You could almost
17th.
call it the reverse Wolfenstein. Oh.
It's funny because it's kind of true.
I also like how Call of Duty is back in World War II this year. It's like coincidences, man. Coincidences.
Art, imitating life, imitating art.
November 17th, The Sims 4 comes out on PS4 and Xbox One.
I've never played The Sims, so I'm not gonna start now.
I just played The Sims 3. It was awful. I thought they would get along. They
Oh,
did
Tropical
not.
never said that.
Oh yeah, Tropical did say he made characters and they kind of started trying to kill each other.
Yeah,
It's like, well,
first day. It's ridiculous. Also, November 17th. I think the title is SG/ZH, and those things stand for Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter for PS4.
Because of course they do. Sounds like a game for gamer, of course. Summer lessons on his Akaba trips and stuff. But no. But also maybe.
Maybe. I like curiosities.
Oh dear.
Curiosity.
We have to make sure we podcast like for the next few weeks to stop him from doing something stupid.
From buying weird stuff. Oh, actually, this is probably the big one for the day. Skyrim, The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim VR comes out November 17th on PS4.
No.
Nah.
Is it only PS4? Also PC.
I mean, it's the only one that really has VR, so.
I don't want it.
No, you don't.
Maybe.
Stop it.
November 21st. The Inpatient for PSVR.
Pre-ordered it. Can't
I don't have VR.
Looks scary. Missing the date. Then we'll just be playing scary games for no reason.
Maybe that's what they're going for. They're like, hey, we want to scare the bejesus out of you when you're closer to Thanksgiving instead. Be thankful for having a heart attack. Be thankful.
And then also another VR game, Monster of the Deep, Final Fantasy 15, PSVR.
Not interested.
No. Just
I want to
no.
play that one.
No, you don't.
Just yeah, my default is yes, so unless I say no. So we'll save time this way. November 28th, Black Mirror, PS4, PC,
Oh.
and Xbox One.
Is this
Is
based
this some
on the
kind of
show?
like? I'm about to say, I was like, don't.
A new gothic horror adventure set in the spine-chilling franchise from King Arts Games. So I
That's
don't think
not
so.
The show.
Yeah.
That is not the show.
Oh man,
You're
that would be
correct.
so cool.
I don't
Especially
know
if it was like
if
an
it would be.
anthology episodic game or
Yeah.
something like Telltale, but it was like every episode is a different thingy. Oh,
Bridget.
It's true. I would love to get screwed over every time I played a game all the time.
it's like there are no good choices. All the choices are a lie, but silence
All
is
the
still a valid
choices
option.
seem good until they're not.
Just like life. Just like life.
I was skipping ahead and remembered something I did last time. The last one with an actual date on here is Star Ocean: The Last Hope, 4K and full HD remaster.
Oh crap, I don't have a PS4 Pro.
See. Well, you can get the full HD version.
I mean, it was technically already HD when it was first released on the 360, so, you know, just throwing that out there. But
But that's November 28th. I forget if I,
I think
said
I'm gonna
that.
play that just to compare it with the Infinite and Faithlessness or whatever the F it was called, and be
the
like,
French
"Was it
fries and
Integrity.
agnostic side scroller chicken and something.
Just to be like,
Weird
how did
title.
the franchise evolve from last gen, and now it just looks prettier.
Well, for one, it wasn't as chaotic and cluttered, so
Yeah, is
There's
the AI
that.
as stupid as this
and the
now?
AI
How
is
did that happen?
far better. So yeah, I actually like The Last Hope.
Also,
Integra
all this Star
whatchamafaces
Oceaning that RPG says
and-
that they didn't do, and because it totally didn't happen in that game. I want to go Star Oceaning. 'Cause
Yeah, they
I
actually
did
went to
not
different
get
planets
Star
and-
Ocean in Star Ocean.
In The Last Hope,
the one I actually
When
played.
we go Star Oceaning.
there was no Star Oceaning in.
Aimless. The
Five.
show of noun verbs.
It's what we do. It's what we do.
All right, these are games, but they don't have release dates that are set. One of them is an expansion to Shadow of War, so whatever. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is coming out sometime in November for Android and iOS. And also Final Fantasy 15 Comrades, not Compadres, is coming out for PS4 and Xbox One.
It's like it's oddly casual.
Oh, and also, I think this might be cool. River City Rivals Showdown? River City Rivals Showdown, which is in the style of River City Ransom from back in the day.
Also,
I don't know what
Shadow
that is,
War,
though.
go F yourself for having a trailer for expansion like right after the game came out. It's like, yeah, if you wanted more, here's the expansion. It's like, oh, you can just put it in the game. You're just milking your users on top of their microtransactions. Go F yourselves.
You saw yesterday, right? Like Call of Duty had an expansion commercial before the game came out.
I just want to say that
That's-
it's not even out yet. So-
Yeah.
But
They're
that was
like,
just-
oh, first expansion, Resistance,
that is
comes
in
out
the face.
November, January 30th.
Oh wait, that wasn't the thingy. Yeah, you're right.
That was in the thingy.
I saw it, but I was like, what is this? At that point, I wasn't really paying attention because I was like, it's Call of Duty. Let me catch my breath and collect my thoughts on what I've seen so far today. That's so amazing.
LOLs.
While I have this filler time here with Call of Duty to just think and not care about what's on screen and what's being shown.
Yes. Yeah, I guess we've moved on into the news. I hope you enjoyed RRR. We will do that again at the end of November for December. And, the
Black
release dates are
Friday!
becoming pretty... Oh, we should do a Black Friday thing, too. Sometimes we do that. We'll see what the deals are. Right now, actually, Target is doing their first buy two, get one free of the season. All games and board games.
I do need a
that's
new
great.
Monopoly set.
Speaking of deals, so GameStop is doing some interesting things right now. Like they started another tier of their membership thing, which they called Power Up Rewards. Now there is one called there was like a pro level, and now there's an elite
Just
pro
an
level.
elite level. Yeah, I was like,
Is it $30 a year? I think it's
It's-
30 a year.
yeah, I think it's like 10 more than whatever the current one is,
Yeah.
or some nonsense like that.
But you get 20% off used games instead of 10%. And I imagine you get that much more with trade-ins.
Yeah, I think it's
Um,
like more trade-ins, more points when you buy stuff,
Yeah.
bigger discounts and stuff like that.
Yep. So there's that. But then the one they announced yesterday, I believe, is I think it's called the Game Pass or something like that. Essentially, GameStop is becoming kind of a rental place in the style of GameFly. So the details, it starts November 19th. You pay $60 for the service, and for 6 months, you can take one used game home at a time. And it can be any used game on the shelves. And then at the end of your 6 months, you get to keep a game
What?
of your choice, a
Interesting.
used game of your
Okay.
choice.
See, I was wondering why it was $60 for 6 months and not $60 for 12 months. But then you said you get to keep a game at the end of your cycle. I was like, oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's
So
really
if
cool.
you're super lucky and you happen to get like a new game at the end, that's like 50 or $54 is what they charge for new used games.
Yes.
So, that's, but then again, like, well, it's really weird. So part of me, the first thing I thought was like, is it going to be really hard to like buy games at GameStop now if you want to buy used games? Then because,
yeah,
all
'cause
the
they're gonna be
really
rented
sought
out or
after ones
something.
are going to be rented out, depending on how many people sign up, I guess.
Hmm.
I had a weird experience today. I was at the mall and I like talked to them there. It's like, I think it's smart because a lot of the pre-owned games basically just sit on the shelves.
Yeah, I think
But-
it's a good idea just because there's a lot of review fatigue as far as like I don't know if this game's actually good. Cause some people say
Yeah.
this, some people say that. Yeah, but if you can just like rent it out, it's like okay, I'm gonna try it out. Like no
Yeah.
penalty.
Like, it would be amazing, actually, if this sort of broadens people's game. I always call it like game literacy. Like, they understand more games than the ones that they're just like used to buying, and all the safe bets that they go for. But then I actually think that might not happen. Most people will still go for the games that they like. They just won't. They'll feel like they're saving money on playing the games that they like. And then that becomes a problem, I think, for people who are looking to buy those used games because they'll never be there, and then they'll just be like these games that collectively people have written off, and those are just going to sit there on the shelves. But I don't know.
Yeah, like
I think
like thinking about it now when we're talking about it, it's like I can kind of see it as far as like in the physical copy, it could be like a Netflix model as far as like you would broaden your horizons as far as like
Yeah.
I'm just gonna play whatever because I couldn't play whatever. It's like a movie pass thingy, but it's like for games. So. But since I do not, really exist in that realm anymore of the
Partake
physical
anymore.
copies, I am just like, whatever, dude. I already know what I like, and I'm already on the pre-order train for what I'm getting, and I got my ear to the ground anyway, so it's like, this is not for me, so.
I mean, it would work for like release heavy
Months,
like
yeah.
times because it's just like because I mean there are a lot of times where I go to game. Maybe it's because I live in like a bigger city than the two of you or something. But it's like I go in. There's a lot of times there's like new used games from like games that like just came out recently. I'm like, did somebody already trade this in? Like, did you already beat it or you just didn't like it or what's going on? But it's like so sometimes you do like get pretty lucky. So it just. So I mean, for something, so I mean,
Or they
it would
still
be,
didn't sell it for drugs. Just saying.
oh dear.
That's why they do all the IDing and stuff here. That's why they don't accept shrink wrapped games too. They're like, we don't know if you stole this or not. Even if you open it, and although they're very like surface level about it, because then you can just stand there and open it.
I must say, just open it right in front of them. I'm like, well, I'll take it now. Magic. It's like you really didn't put up much of a fight with this, but all right.
Yeah, it was
But
really
yeah.
strange. Like in the mall, people just wanted to talk to me today, and I was like, okay, cool. And like somehow it always was around games, and then I would tell them, yeah, GameStop is doing some cool stuff, and then they'd be like, huh, that rental thing sounds really good. It's like, okay, that's three people that I've never seen before, and I don't know why they wanted to talk to me.
But then, like on the flip side, doesn't Redbox and Gameplay already exist? So how is this better?
Well, it depends on where you live for GameFly, for one. Like GameFly, actually, I think it costs like $11, $12 a month, and then you can only have one game at a time. But then, depending on how long it takes for the game, like you have to send your game back, and then they get it, and then they send it. So it's like 5 days with no game. And it's like,
there
so
are
that's
GameStops everywhere.
yeah.
So
Like
your
Redbox is also, I think it's like $2, $3 for 3 nights, maybe. So depending on how close the GameStop is, like you can. This is totally cheaper than Redbox.
It's true. So if you do live in a place where it's like they are everywhere, then just like yeah, you can just go trade in wherever, whenever, just get a bunch of crap.
And I think like Redbox tends to have like a smaller selection, and it's sort of risk adverse, so they don't go like you're not going to go there and find RPG, name any game that you like. Like you're not going to find that one in a
Basically, those, all of them.
but potentially you could find them at GameStop. Like I think that's the big unknown. If a ton of people sign up, there's going to be like far fewer used games, especially like big name ones on the shelves. It's all going to be like lesser known games,
Well,
which
that makes sense though. Because
That might be their
isn't GameStop
intention,
losing
though.
money on used game sales anyway.
no, they never lose money on used game sales.
I mean, like they're making less off of it, like over time. Like, isn't that? I thought that was a thing.
Yeah, I guess that's true because like they just because people are buying less physical copies.
Yeah, like yeah, it's going more digital, so it's like to kind of like alleviate that, they can do this to put more time on the clock.
Well, and like you said, there's just games just sitting on the shelves, so it's like if it does help them like get rid of like
the
all of that,
copy
then
of,
it's like
of Xenoblade Chronicles for the Wii that nobody's gonna buy for $60. It's like, well, we can just rent it out, It's profit now. Mm.
And then eventually somebody will be like, "Oh, I want to keep this at the end of their cycle." Then
Oh
it's like,
yeah,
"Hey, I played like
RPGs.
50,000 games, and now
That's
I
right.
just
It's
want
like
to
it's
keep this."
a way for them to get rid of all their trash that they've just got sitting in the store. It's like, how do we get rid of all this stuff?
Like it could work. Like the big unknown is people. Like how are the people going to react? If it becomes sort of this case where people do, everyone's going in and a few people get the top tier games, quote unquote, then the rest of the people are going to come in and it's like, well, I came to GameStop, I returned the game, but there's no other top tier games. Are they just go home empty handed? I don't think so. I think they'll actually try to find something that they'll like, and maybe they'll even, this will compel people to talk to the employees who occasionally know stuff about other games, and then they'll like broaden their gaming horizons.
It's very rare.
Maybe they'll find something that they had no idea about, and then like play it and like it, and maybe they'll even buy it for the used price, and then they can keep that one and then get some more stuff, and maybe. Oh wow! Like the more I think about it, actually, it's really cool because I always make this argument it's weird, right? Games retail is all about pre-orders. Like that's the only thing you really sell as a salesperson. You go around and you're like hyping up games that don't exist yet, even though you're in a store filled with literally hundreds of games that already exist. You never try to sell any of those. You're always trying to sell these games that don't exist. But then, with this sort of system, you kind of are selling these games, and it's easier for you too because they've already given you the money. Like they're just looking for something to take, so there's no pressure like you're trying to get more money out of them. And then in addition, one of the problems about actually trying to sell the hundreds of games that you already have is you need to know something about the hundreds of games, and that's hard for most people.
And it's rare. It's really rare.
Yeah, it's really rare. So with this rental system, you can have like I guess more of a cursory knowledge, and people can really find out for themselves without money on the line. I mean, there's still going to be like the travel, and if you like, even if it's like a 10-minute trip and you go and you get a game and you bring it home and you don't like it, then that's going to suck for you. But still, there is a chance that this does help that sort of help them get those games out.
And not only that, it probably brings more people into the stores, I guess, because like with people like Tekken who move more towards digital or Amazon type shopping, then it's like now you can kind of get those bodies in the door and get all that delicious gamer sweat all in your nostril.
Fuels them.
And it's like, yes, I love the smell of non-showered gamers in the morning. Yes, yes.
RP, are you gonna try this or?
I'm thinking about it because I'm like, this would work out for me because like
there's The Last of Us remastered finally, and now I have to pay for it. Or all the other games being tried to go play.
I'm about to say all the other games you're always trying to force me to play.
I do declare. Don't you think so, Totoko? Yes, Tekken. Such a good game. RPG. I don't choose this game. Whatever.
How come you guys sound so refined and sophisticated, and I sound like a master? Like, I don't like that.
What? You're connoisseurs.
Like I sound like a rabid monster, and you guys are like, let me sip my tea and eat my sandwich. Like, what is this? What is this?
Maybe Masterpiece Theater, presented by Tekken Master and Trapnical. Also an RPG, but on this dim, he's a brute gent, but he's okay sometimes.
Well,
yeah,
okay.
I mean, like, like something like this would be.
Hello, couch.
First of all, you are the one effing people on couches, not me. So, but yeah, I mean, something like this would be interesting because, like, there's games that I really want to get, so I'll always buy them regardless. But then there's always games where I'm kind of just like, do I? And like I said, living in a big city, I often come across some of these games fairly quickly as used games, even though they just like got released. So I don't know if GameStop does that intentionally, where they open their own games and just label them as used and pretend like they were brought in. But because I mean, I feel like that's a thing. I don't know if it's
they
legal.
could do that more actually if they do this.
I don't know if that's legal. I really don't know if that's legal.
What's more illegal? Well, what seems more illegal is when they open games and then call them new.
Also that. Also
I mean, if they open it and call it used, that's fine because it feels like it is. But the opposite, not so much.
Yeah, that's why it's always good to like pick up your pre-orders and stuff because then they're all nice and shrink wrapped and fresh from the developer or the printing press or whatever, and they haven't had time to get their grubby hands on them and open them and put new on them. And put their nasty little new sticker on them and be like, hey, it's new, all right. New when I played it. GameStop. So that.
I feel like this is kind of good seg into tips with Africa Toto by Toto, or is it Toto by Africa? Actually,
the name of the song is Africa,
which is going to take some time to do the things we never had. Doesn't actually make sense, but I think if maybe it's a rhyming thing. I don't know. Anyways, the question is, we play a lot of games, and there are a lot more games out there than we can actually play, but are there games that you really want to play and you just haven't been able to because of time?
Oh, dude, let me tell you, Witcher Mother Effer is like at the top of the list. Is like Witcher trilogy to like get through that.
Yeah.
I bought Witcher 3. It was on sale for $20, like the game and the expansions, and I was like, okay, here's what we're gonna do, Tekken. We're gonna get through Destiny because we're all up in that D, and then once we're done with Destiny and we got a good stopping point, it's all about Geralt and the effing Witchers, and we're gonna CD Projekt Red because it looks like Anthem might be BioWare's swan song, rip, and we're kind of like a very short list here as far as like studios we can trust of like quality product, and it's like not a good time in the darkest timeline for us. But it's like Telltale, BioWare, not very many after that, and CD Projekt Red, they do good work. People are like gushing all over them, so let's check it out and see how legit they are. I think I trust people's lists because, just saying, like, a lot of people are like, oh, it's like, and it's all the same thing. It's like, yeah, you do this thing, and you do choices, and the choices affect the thing, and then it's just like deep cohesive stories and characters, and just like all things I hear whispers, and it's just like, it's the things I want to hear, and it's just like, I like what I'm hearing, and just, I just haven't had the chance to play it yet. But one day. I mean, I played it a bit, but then I went to go do something else, and it just didn't go back to it. So yeah, getting through it. I will get through it. Then that's like one. There's probably other stuff too, but whatever. That's like the effing top, which are serious for me.
Gonna take some time to do the things we never. I don't know. Should we sing these? RBG, go.
Of course. Well, I don't know all the words.
No, I meant your game. Or like,
what's
the game that has escaped your scheduling?
Horizon, obviously, because I can't seem to finish it no matter what. Every time I turn around, something else comes out, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get back to Horizon and stabbing robots in the butt. And it's like, that's what I want to do. I want to stab robots in the butt. But, sometimes you just don't have time to do that. Even though you want to so much. Do butt stuff.
Yowza. I actually really want to play all of Ubisoft's like games as service type games. Like, I want to play For Honor, and I want to play The Division, and I want to play more Division and more Rainbow Six. Or no, actually try Rainbow Six Siege and like all those games. But I mean, you just think about it, it's like, these are games as service games. They're meant for you to live in. How can I possibly have any time to? I already live somewhere. How am I going to actually have time to play any of these?
True. But if you join GameStop's Pro Pass, you'll have all the time.
I'll have more games that I don't have time to play.
It wouldn't matter, because at the end of the trial, you can keep one. Yeah! insert Sonic here.
Cool. It was funny. I listened to this song a ton that week, and I was like, "Oh, this." There are parts of this that don't make any sense to me, but there's actually a lot of topics in here. So, better luck next time, Dagger.
Yeah.
We got your
Ace.
Space Jam, so we're gonna do that one after we do Ace Dog songs, which
Oh dear.
I'll look up while we're doing more news. Yeah, this is a Paris Games Week, which I believe is a week. PlayStation did their showcase where they announced a bunch of games before their big showcase, and then they announced more stuff during their showcase, and it was very cool. What is the stuff that stood out to you guys?
I just want to say I love how they took their E3 format from this year and applied it to this, where it's basically just game, and very little talk. That was just like
Basically.
that's all they have to do really is just like keep that format and like they're golden because it's like they can just show the stuff that they show before and be like here's more, or show them this thing and be like you haven't seen this yet, like they did this week, and it's like oh, and then the Sucker Punch game, dude, effing mother effer, dude, like okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Assassin's Creed, you've had like 10 years, I don't even know it's 10 years, it's been long effing time. You know, you've just been sitting on the series of like, you go back in time to your ancestors, to your lineage and your DNA, and blah, 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 whatever. And then you had like the side game in China, whatever, not a full game. And I was like, you know what? One of these days, they're going to come around and they'll do a Feudal Japan game. You might be a ninja, you might be a samurai. I don't really know, but it'll be Feudal Japan. It'll be dope, and I'm gonna play it. And guess what? The motherfuckers never did. And then while they've been just taking their sweet time of like, let's go to Spain, let's go to Egypt, let's go to the Caribbean and pirates. What the f doesn't make any sense. Whatever. Let's go to the Syndicate Europe. Whatever. It doesn't effing matter. It doesn't effing matter. The thing at the top of the list, the top of the effing list was Feudal Japan. They effed up. They never went there. And guess what? Sucker Punch just came along while I've been taking your sweet little effing time. And they're like, guys, you know what? We make more games. We make cool board games with superheroes and powers. What should we do next? Oh, let's do Feudal Japan. And they did it. And then I saw the trailer. And I'm not going to say what I'm going to say, what it did to me, because it's super inappropriate. But man,
Oh my.
I am just like, ugh, about, getting all up in that Ghost of Tsushima. And being a samurai, that's the other thing, dude. It's just like it just gets me. Okay, it touches me in that glowy orange vibe of like a final boss, and it takes me there when I see the Feudal Japan and like all the
Makes Tekken weak.
all the it makes me very weak all over, and I just see all the architecture. I see all the imagery, all the plants, the people, and just and then to top it all off, you're fighting the Mongols, the mother effing Mongols. It's like, are you effing serious? Like you're a Japanese samurai dude versus invading Mongols? That's just and then like there's that was the first like no gameplay trailer I had seen in like forever that just made me just like super hyped, super hot for a game, and just like there's like a sliver of gameplay and like that's all he needed, and like I was like, dude, I was already there because the things in my brain I've been wanting, I've been asking. I mean I haven't been like super asking for it because like Assassin's Creed, I was like let them be the saviors, because I was like, man, maybe one day, and then it's like they don't need to be the people, like someone else can step in and just like do like an awesome job like Sucker Punch is about to, and then it's like in my brain I'm like, someone's gonna do a Feudal Japan game sometime eventually or whatever. It's like the reverse of Sleeping Dogs of like, wouldn't it be cool if we went to Hong Kong, or like it's just like the GTA thing of like New York, LA, like nobody ever goes to like some other period or some other city, and like Assassin's Creed was doing it. They just took their sweet different time and never got around to Feudal Japan, and then I saw that thing and I was like, in my brain I was like, I've been waiting for this all the, and just and then that's it, and like that's it, dude. That's all I need. Like I don't even need a date. I don't need like effing release date, because I know this game is gonna come out and be like effing awesome, and like that's the other thing. It's like just like Horizon. It's like new IP. It's like, oh, I didn't even think this could be a thing. Drove by dinosaurs. Like this is a thing I have been like wanting, and it's like going to be a thing, and it's like and just man, I cannot wait. And just like that's the other thing about Sony is like I've been trying to like wrap my brain around, because they've like kind of just cranking it out all the time of like, how do you even like categorize their like amazing mic drops that they're always doing. And it's like I'm just gonna say it like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like right now they're in like phase God of War Kratosness and Spider-Man-y next year. And then 2019, who knows? Is it going to be Last of Us and Tsushima? I don't know. I don't care. I just know that I'm taken care of, which is why I'm so happy in the PlayStation era. The brightest brightness shining in the darkest timeline. And I cannot wait to play this game because it looks amazing. Oh, so good.
The games they showed seemed kind of dark.
A little bit.
A little bit.
I don't know, dude.
I mean,
I thought it was cool just because, like, in The Last of Us, I was like, is this The Last of Us? Is this The Last of Us? But then, like, after the chick got her arm broken with the effing hammer, I was like, okay, this is the effing Last of Us because no other game is that brutal and kills her. And I was like, I'm just, like, gonna wait. Cause, like,
not with other humans, anyway.
yeah, because like in the other trailer they showed Ellie with like a tattoo, and I was like, this chick doesn't have a tattoo, and she's totally ripped, but that's beside the point. And then I was like, this is pretty effing brutal. And then the hammer came out, and like I was like, could this be Last of Us? They like use some pretty brutal weapons. And then like after the arm break, I was like, this is effing Last of Us. And then like stuff went down, and clickers came out. I was like, oh, but I was already hot for that game, so it doesn't matter. But like that was just like seeing that in action, just like seeing how good it looks. Just like, oh,
yeah, it looks really good.
Oh my gosh, the rain! And at nighttime, like the thing we're talking about, dude, is like yeah, after midnight. You're Gizmo, and they get you wet, and you're just like, oh, look how good it looks. And you're like, yep, yeah, it looks so good. Thank you, Naughty Dog. You don't know what you've done to me. You've touched me in my glowy orange weak spot, and I'm weak all over.
Oh my.
The dark one, like, a lot of people seem to be complaining about Detroit Become Human. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh, that was dark.
That was, like,
because I saw that and I was like,
super intense.
yeah, I was like, damn, Detroit. I saw that and I was like, wow.
They were going all domestic violence, and then dad murdering his daughter.
It was really like,
that
what
was
the
crazy. It's like things could have been different. It's like, I hope so. That was pretty terrible.
Yeah, actually, I forgot about that part entirely. I was just like engrossed in the thing, and then it said that. I was like, oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. Otherwise, like, what? It was just like the end.
It's like, huh.
No, I was mostly distracted by the fact that I think that house appeared in the opening credits of Heavy Rain.
May have.
I was like, isn't that house? And yeah, I was like, oh, did they take place in the same universe?
That would be crazy.
Ooh, that's
my
kind of
gosh,
interesting. Somebody makes reference to the origami killer or something. And just like, oh, yeah. I remember before the robots. It was him. It was him.
But wow, now that we've said those three, there was light things, weren't there? Yeah, Concrete Genie, Spider-Man.
That's so funny because like I completely forgot about Spider-Man like existing, and then like they showed it, and I was like, that's why I don't remember because there's no release date for this game. But it's in 2018. I was like, yeah, we'll see, but. Ultimately, I don't like. It's like I think that's the thing. Like in my brain is like because of all the burnage I've gotten this gen from Deus Ex, Project Cars, Arkham Knight. You know what you effing did. Delay. It's like yeah, I'm just not gonna care until I get a release date. And then it's like if it's a date, it's like that doesn't mean anything to me. So it's like go after yourself. And then like until I get like a number and just like that's like okay. But it's like if it's an actual like month end date, that's perfect. But it's like 2018. It's like that does nothing for me because it's like okay, well. Look forward to that. The darkest timeline, dude. I could die tomorrow. So it's like, no, I need more than that in my life. Sorry. You're not doing it.
No, Tekken, you won't die until Kingdom Hearts 3 is out. You're fine.
But yeah, I feel like the whole the whole like show proper, I guess, on the big stage was like it was really apparent to me because or not scratch that, but they had I think it was a VR montage.
Yeah.
And the structure of the montage was like, oh, happy, bright stuff, and then with music, right? And then suddenly there would be a part the music would cut out, and it would be like a really dark thing, and then it would be like music and bright things, and then like the music would cut out, and it would be a dark thing. And I was like, huh. Like I noticed it there, and then when I thought back on the press conference, it was like. The press conference like was structured like that too. There was like really dark thing, and then it's like, oh, Concrete Genie, and then a really dark thing, and then it was like third-party partners, and it's just like Destiny 2 and like Call of Duty, which aren't like fun, happy things, but they're not like dark things like Detroit Become Human or arm breaking with hammer. It was just like it was kind of weird, but it was sort of I don't I feel like it was a really exciting show. Like what you were saying, like they really brought the exciting games, even though I mean maybe that's just it. Like the exciting games right now are just really dark, except for Spider-Man.
I mean,
And Monster Hunter World.
It's also neat because
I
like
mean,
they did
and
like
Onrush.
they did it's like also a thing like even though they've done something like usually that you would ding them on as far as like showing something again but like something different, it's like it's like they haven't shown so much of something like they did with Horizon to like it's like okay, I get it, like so it's still exciting to see these games since they're not out yet. And you've only seen like a smidgen of it. It's like, oh man, still hyped. It's like their art of the tease is like really good right now.
Yeah.
Because I just after Spider-Man I was like, dude, I forgot this game existed and it looked even better. It looked even better. I was like, I forgot I got it like because I didn't just like watch the trailer over and over at E3. It was like just see like a new one and be like, ooh, this game. Oh my gosh. And Miles was in it. I was like, oh dude, that's it. I was like, yep. I was like, you got me. Pre-ordering as soon as possible.
Well, I'm going to go through the list that they put on the PlayStation blog for all of the announcements. There was a lot of announced games, so here we go. Apex Construct is a PSVR game, action-adventure in first person, with PS Move controllers that you pick up stuff with your hands. Blood and Truth. I think I called this. This is the expanded London heist experience into a full game. But it's not the London heist. It's like a totally different character and setting.
It just uses all the mechanics.
But yeah, it's like cool. That's really cool. Bow. I believe this one is pronounced Bow to Blood. It's like airships in VR fighting each other.
See, I saw this and I was like, man, if this was like a different. It was like a weird type of ship design, and so I was like, not super on board. But I was like, this is what I would go for if it was in VR. But it's like not the type of thing that I want from this that it's showing me.
After this, I was just like, I want everything.
But then I was like, it's funny because I was thinking about like, I was like, when I like saw the thing, I was like thinking about like us as like a podcast group, like playing it, and then like someone piloting the ship and like someone attacking and like just arguing about it. Of like, I need someone to steer the ship so I can attack. It was like so funny. Like the whole time I was like watching it, I was like,
should have done that.
I was hilariously just like thinking about like us playing it and like yelling at each other in VR. I was like, man, we're gonna have so much fun in VR.
Call of Duty World War II was shown. It's coming out on Friday. Concrete Genie is this game coming from Pixel Opus, which was the team that made Entwined. That was the game that was out during E3, that one E3, with the two birds.
Is Concrete Genie the one with the graffiti and the kid that was getting bullied?
Yep.
That one looked
Yes.
That one's pretty good. So that's their next game. That's pretty cool. Destiny 2, they revealed the Curse of Osiris, which is the first expansion.
It's actually pretty funny because I saw that. I was like, actually, like, I was like, I'm gonna admit, I was like legit hyped when I saw that just because of Osiris. Because like, for the longest time, he's been like a whisper of like, ooh, Osiris, and then like you saw the dude, and he had Scout Rifle, and he had the sweet ghost, and it's like he's all the chips you need. It's like, oh, and then, like the instrument Mercury in the lighthouse. It's like, oh, and like, oh yeah. It's like, oh man, like all my Destiny 1 fills came back. Like it was crazy. I was like, I'm actually getting hyped for this. But they're already
His ghost
looks
like, cool though. As well, and they had like the ghost skin he has. That was pretty cool.
But I think that comes out in December, right?
Mm-hmm,
December 5th.
Yep.
5th? Yeah, so pretty
That's
soon.
not too far.
Detroit Become Human. We said they showed another thing. It was very dark. Just think back to what RPG was talking about earlier. Eden Tomorrow, which is another PSVR game. It's a fantastic journey through an unknown world filled with wonders and horrors. So, yeah, we'll see what that is. Erica is a new Playlink game from
cool,
Flavorworks.
That one looked cool.
This is like an FMV game almost, but modern.
It was really interesting because it seemed like a Quantic Dream game with real people.
Yeah.
There was like all these choices, but it was live action. I was like, what? Because at first I thought it was like, I didn't know it was live action. I was like, this looks really good.
But
then
I didn't
like,
either.
oh.
I was gonna say the graphics on this are great.
I was like, yeah, this looks amazing. This is
Oh.
these cutscenes are like this CGI, and it's just putting in the choices, and it's like, oh, it's live action. Oh, never mind.
It's like that explains that.
That explains that.
They were people. Like,
But yeah, beyond the just like decisions, they wanted to make it so that you're like touching the world. So
That'll
there was a scene there was a scene where it showed like you could wipe a tear from her cheek, and you use like your smartphone, like your touchscreen devices to play these because it's PlayLink. Yeah, this what this made me think of was maybe we wrote off FMV games like too soon, and maybe there's technology now that actually makes them good.
Oh, dude. Late Shift says hi, and yes.
Yeah,
because,
see?
man, I love that game.
And so it's like this is another way to get super good graphics without having to make super good graphics. Like they're the most real humans you ever see.
Well, there's reasons for that. It's like it's kind of cheating.
It's like, would
I
you
was
like
like,
your game to
that's
look
sorta
photo
cool.
and video realistic at the same time? Need not apply. Just make an FMV game.
Just make real people. We solved our
Use
problem.
Actors.
Yes. Far Cry 5, they showed the co-op thing. Looks like open world co-op shenanigans. The way that Ubisoft always shows that sort of stuff. So a little bit hokey, but whatever. Ghost of Tsushima from
sorry,
Sucker
we already talked about
Punch.
this, yeah, man, that game is
Yes.
just that's like the top. That like went to the top of my list, dude. I saw that and I was like, Future Japan, down, effing down. Like, cannot wait. Just,
Yeah.
I want to be there.
Their
And we know
interview
they're
was
already
pretty
good
funny.
at.
It's like it took the dead corpse of the canceled Star Wars game that's not happening and just like threw it off the cliff and just like it's like I'm here
Oh
now,
my.
Tekken. I'm here for you. You're not getting your Knights of the Republic 3, no matter how much you want it and how much you think you're going to get it, and like, oh, you're denied because money, dear boy, money. We got to make a Destiny clone. Ah. Thanks, EA a-holes.
God of War, they showed a brief gameplay trailer.
I thought that was
so
cool just because
looks
of the
pretty
dialogue at the
good.
beginning of like, no Valhalla, no afterlife. They're gonna eat our soul, man. It's like, what would that be like to have Kratos as your dad?
Terrible.
And like,
Always
die
on
at any moment.
Always bringing in dead god corpses to the house. And it's like, Dad, I just mopped the floor. It's like, shut up, son.
And then just that was like cool, like it's using like the Last of Us dynamic, but in like a different, like a completely different like genre type
yeah.
situation, with like Kratos actiony, super angry
It's
guy.
also
And so-
weird that he's using an axe now.
Yeah, the magic axe,
No.
super weird.
Because it's weird after all these games of him using like various blades of named after whatever, but now it's like I have an axe
It's like,
instead.
well, I killed all those gods, and that no longer works. So,
So now to kill
Magical
other
Rose
people's
axe.
gods. I'm gonna kill all of the gods, all of them. Basically, Kratos is just gonna make a swath through everyone's mythologies. He's like, killing everybody. God of all of the wars.
Guacamelee 2 was announced.
that was cool.
That's cool. Invector is a game from Hello There Games. It's a like reminds me of
Rhythm game?
yeah,
Yeah, I saw that. I was like,
It's like
oh
a
man, I'm
frequency.
getting that. Is it VR?
or Amplitude. It is not VR.
Oh, okay, because I was like looking. I was like, I thought that was during the VR section. I was like, this is not. I was like, how is
Yeah,
this different?
like
from
is this VR? And then it
thumbstick?
was like split screen. Like, how do you do that in VR?
But yeah, I'm totally down for that because I was like, ooh, this is giving me all the feels of the games that we were being denied of because things Activision you had to go and taint the ocean with your oil spill of a let's release a Guitar Hero game every quarter until we can, get all the money we can and just kill the genre.
There is a new harmonics game out there right now, but it's with Hasbro. It's called Drop Mix, I think. I haven't seen it at GameStop, but it's at like Targets and things, that kind of store.
Is it a DJ game?
Is it a peripheral game?
It's like a mixing game. There's like a table and it's like
Mixing.
near field communication cards
Oh,
that you like.
man.
It seemed kind of cool, and I was like, I do like harmonics.
Is it like
I want
a
to check
plug-and-play,
this out.
or do you need a console?
It costs a lot.
Oh, damn.
How
the
much is a
the
lot?
kit is like $100 for this board that can like read the cards. It comes with 60 cards though, and then you just need a smartphone.
Man, DJ Hero is my jam, man. So it's like so sad that I will never get another. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I
DJ
can-
Hero was
I can
really
put it in,
cool.
like, dream section, but like, yeah, it's like that's my next dream thing at E3. It's like DJ Hero 4 or DJ Hero 3. It's like, ugh, man.
But yeah, like this harmonics thing is like, it seems
As soon as
pretty
you said
cool.
mixing, I
Anyway,
was like DJ Hero. But then it's like it's standalone and $100 Tekken. Sorry. Oh well.
I I mean, I don't want it to be like failed and then be really cheap, and that's why I get it. Because then it's like, well, then they won't support it anymore. But anyways, moving on, League of War VR Arena we talked about is that tabletop like war game. Loco Roco 2 Remastered was announced from Japan Studios. That's coming out December some point. Pre-orders are open now is the thing they wanted to say. It's 4K, 1080p, Loco Roco 2. Megalith VR, which is supposed to be a hero shooter, but in VR, coming out in 2018. Timed exclusive. Online. So yeah, maybe it's Overwatch, but VR. Monster Hunter World. They announced that Aloy was going to be in it.
Oh yeah, I already pre-ordered that game. So when I saw the Aloy
really
thing, I was
cool.
like, I am using that skin at least once.
And there's going to be a beta.
Yeah, online beta coming to PS4 in December for PS Plus users. So get PS Plus. Moss they talked about a bit. That was the little VR game with the little mouse.
I think I missed that section actually because I was cleaning up my bowl because I was eating breakfast while I was watching this because it was in the morning.
Onrush is a racing game with
Oh yeah, that was
lots of different vehicles.
cool.
I think this is Evolution Studios because it's coming from Codemasters, who bought Evolution Studios after it was going to get shut down by Sony. This was the game they were showing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like before that happened. So
Well, before that happened, I'm not sure, but that was it was like neat because I was like watching it. I was like, this looks like a San Francisco Rush game, and then like it was like Onrush, and I was like, oh, so it's like a new version or something.
looks
Games
cool.
as Service Rush game. I guess we'll see.
This year's The Game Is Out Now was Foray, I think it's called.
Yep.
Tekken talked about it earlier. Pixel Junk VR Dead Hungry is out now. It's a game where you feed zombies burgers that you cook in VR. They showed gameplay footage of Shadow of the Colossus.
That
Oh,
looked really good.
That Pixel Junk VR Dead Hungry is a Pixel Junk game. Just so you know.
I need to go back
Eating
and
zombies.
replay Shadow of the Colossus so I can like remember how to beat all the bosses when that comes out and not be like stuck ever.
It looks super good. Oh my gosh. It is.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a remake. It's not a remaster.
It is a remake, yeah. I was because
It's like, I don't remember these trees and grass. A game called Smash Hit Plunder for PSVR. Single player, multiplayer VR game. Doesn't say what it is here, really. Splunky 2 was announced.
Ew. I saw that and I was like, who wants to play that? That first game. I mean, to me, it was just not my cup of tea because I played that and it's a roguelike, and I was like, I got decent amount through. I kept dying. I was like, you know what? Roguelikes, not for me, and that's when I closed the book. F on roguelikes.
Marvel's Spider-Man got a cool new trailer. Check that one out. A lot of Peter Parker stuff. Looks like possibly playable Mary Jane at one point. Maybe?
I don't think so. I think she was just around.
A VR game called Sprint Vector, which just has people running around really fast on, I believe, rollerblades, and maybe it's a racing game.
Also, I just want to say about Spider-Man, it made me super sad when they showed like Wilson Fisk, and I was like, man, we're never gonna get like a sweet Marvel Netflix Defender game,
Yeah.
are we? Or like some like M-rated Marvel game with like all those characters from like the Netflix shows of like super dark and like sad. I know we already talked about it, whatever. It was like that stuff. It's like, nope, you're not gonna get it. Sorry, whatever. So I was like, man, Daredevil, whatever.
You never know. Maybe sometime down the line.
Star Child VR got another trailer, though this one wasn't in-game. And I guess the main character, maybe the main character, she has like astral projection abilities or something. Don't know. Star Wars Battlefront 2 was there. Just saw more Star Wars Battlefront 2. The Gardens Between is a new game coming to PS4 about it's an homage to friendship, and you can control
Yeah, that
time
one
or
was cool
something.
looking.
Yeah. Then there was the Hong Kong Massacre.
That one looks dope. It's like Max
Looks really
Payne,
cool.
whatchamacallit.
Hotline
Yeah, I
Miami.
was about to say Hotline Miami, Max Payne.
Yeah. The Last of Us 2, we talked about. Looks extreme. Actually, don't know too much about what's going on in this new trailer. Very strange.
See, that's a cool thing. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything about the trailer, like if you're avoiding it, but like from like the context in the trailer, it's like to me, what I took away from it is like it could be like super late in the game because of like I'm not gonna say what happened, but like there's a piece of the puzzle missing, and I'm like, where's that thing? And like after thinking about it like way too much, I'm like, maybe that was like way farther in the game. But I was like, who knows? It could be like any point in the game, so who knows?
Yeah. And then finally, Ultra Wings for PSVR, which is a aerial themed game. Supports move controllers. You fly around in aircraft and like shoot dart guns and pop balloons and stuff. Might be fun. As I said, my default is yes, so I want them all. But yeah, like I also feel like I think everyone came out of this and was like, well, that was pretty amazing. What could they possibly show at PlayStation Experience?
Like they should. I was like, dude, they showed like God of War, Last of Us. Like that's like they're two really big guns right now, and I'm like, okay, well, if they showed those, I'm guessing Death Stranding, and we'll see Days Gone again. Those are probably like
Final Fantasy VII remake.
That's the other thing is like
right.
we need an update on the Year of Dream games, so it's like there's those two things that I think are gonna like be at PS6 is like for sure. It's like Shenmue 3 and Final Fantasy 7 on top of Days Gone and Death Stranding.
Yeah, I mean,
That
like
would
the
be
games that they
crazy.
show at E3 and whatever they decide to do in Europe tend to be like bigger names, I think, and then PSX is like more like fan favorite, like niche type stuff, maybe.
I agree. Because Ni no Kuni 2, that I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
when they showed that.
But apparently, like they did do interviews at E3, and they said, yeah, like they apparently considered this year's like E3 is like half of what we're showing this year, and then the other half will be at Paris Games Week, and they fit pretty well together this time. It was like, yeah, Paris Games Week this time did not feel like a smaller thing. It felt like an E3 level announcement event that they did.
Yeah, it's like they showed all their marquee titles for next year.
Yeah. Also, kind of funny that the Xbox One X comes out next week, but
Wait, it does?
like yeah, comes out November 7th. But the excitement right now is like it's all PlayStation like out there.
I didn't realize it. Oh wait, this year did pass by kind of quickly. I keep forgetting that they announced it like last ye's E3. So I'm just like, it's like it's
Yeah,
already the
we've
end of
noticed
this year.
this, right? Like the hype train for PlayStation sort of it sort of goes through the entire year.
Yeah.
There's like valleys, there's peaks and valleys throughout the entire year now. It's not just E3 and that's supposed to last you until January. Now it's like E3 and then Paris Games Week and then Tokyo Game Show and then actual games coming out and then PlayStation Experience and then first party marquee titles coming out in the spring and then it goes. It's been really great. Do we do another tips
I don't know if we
or
have
no? Are we done?
Are you guys? Because I think you guys have to go raid or something now.
Were we summoned?
Not yet.
Oh
I
no!
think Gamer's playing
Have we been
Tomb Raider.
replaced?
So... No, Gamer's playing Tomb Raider. So no.
We got cut. I might get cut. My schedule. Yeah, it got really. I had to like leave halfway through a raid. Oh, my time is not my own.
So quick
At
question:
least
how
you
does
guys have
hidden
fun.
agendas work? Do you have to like be in the same room with the people you're playing with, or how does that work?
I haven't played it, so I'm not sure.
We
According
will
to
find
Gamer,
out.
though, he said that there's an app you have to install on your phone to play the game, so you have to use it.
So
on
then,
your
can you
phone.
use it over the internet? You think?
'Cause-
I'm not
Should
sure.
ask Gamer. Should ask Gamer. Oh, actually, sorry. Go ahead.
No, because I guess if you guys are all playing in the same session, could you make? Yeah, I don't know because I don't have the game, so I don't know how it would work actually.
Could we share play it? Because like streaming is too slow. You want to be
Yeah.
able to reaction time. But okay, so Ace Dog's songs for tips, and now that I've seen tips written out, the B should be silent and invisible.
Like, obviously, because that's not how you spell tips otherwise. So, yes.
All right. He submitted. I don't know how to pronounce these because I haven't looked up the songs yet. Bia Bia by Little John.
Of course.
Little John and Jailbait by Panty Raid. So we're gonna figure those out.
Well, the Little John song I
got
am actually
Space Game?
familiar with, but I
Okay.
don't know what the other one is.
We'll figure those out, and then I still have some left over, but I don't know. Like I keep thinking every time I think of one for the songs that I hear, it's like that's Tekken, and he's gonna say Destiny, or that's a Sonic fan song.
It's a bad romance, all right. It's a bad romance.
So yeah, the part of the challenge is not doing the same topic over and over again, even though most songs are pretty similar.
Not Little John songs. Not Little John songs.
It'd be a good time. All right, I think we can go then.
Okay, like
Wrap it up.
One more thing to say about the whole like Sony PlayStation press conference thingy. I think like the thing that they learned from last gen, as far as like PS3 goes, is like and like over hyperification from like Final Fantasy 13 and like Versus 13, and how that like all came back to like to bite them in like very bad ways, and like Killzone 2 and Gran Turismo, like whenever they showed like whatever that conference was, and they showed all those games, and it was like not really gameplay, whatever. And it's like I think the thing that they do now really well is like they only really have like 1 to 3 games that are like very far off that they show. That's like it's not anytime in the next 12 months, but there's something to look forward to always. So it's like before we saw Ghost of Shigumi or whatever it's called. I can't remember the name right now. I don't want to like butcher it, but it's
So
like Ghost of Tsushima.
Shima means island,
Mm-hmm.
and then you think it sounds like Tsushima.
That's what I say, Tsushima.
So like Sushi Mom. There, now you'll never forget it. It's a Sushi Mom.
But yeah, but like the Ghost of Tsushima, like after I saw that, I was like, okay, this is like clearly like their next big one to look forward to. And like before that was probably Death Stranding. But like basically they've been taking like like these reveals that they've been showing like one like slowly. It's like they have like a long game, and it's like slowly over time it gets to you, and like you have it and you play it, and it's like, oh, this is amazing. So it's like before we had God of War and Spider-Man, which are the 2 next year. We had Horizon. It's like, oh, this is gonna be amazing. Run for Dinosaurs, blah blah blah. So like now we have God of War and Spider-Man, which I just said, like the current phase. Like since I don't have since they're not Marvel and they don't like actually have numbers on them, so I'll just say like the year. So like Sony PlayStation gaming phase 2018. God of War and Spider-Man. It's like that one. And I think 2019, if we're lucky, Last of Us. I'm not sure if Last of Us will like make 2019. But that being said, that's like a whole year they can like work on the game. It's like it's been like a long time since they showed it, because they showed it PS6 last year. But then who knows like how much they'd actually made of the game? But like whatever, it doesn't matter. They're awesome. They make games like pump them out like 3 years, like 3 year dev time. That's what they said for the Sucker Punch games, like 3 year dev time. So it's like that didn't occur to me like they were 3 years into this gen. Like we have like developers like working on games for like that long and like bringing them to market. Like, oh, that's so cool. But anyway, it's like that's the thing. So you have let's see, 2018 phase is like God of War and Spider-Man. So I'd say 2019 is probably going to be Last of Us 2 and Days Gone, and then 2020 is Ghost of Tsushima and Death Stranding maybe. But Death Stranding, who knows, because of Kojima. But I was like, it's like that's a long effing time. It's like 2020. That's like so far away. It's like because his games like take forever. So it's like perfectionist and like just take a long time. So I'm thinking that's like the current Sony PlayStation gaming phase. Trademarked Aimless podcast. I made it up to still for me.
The PlayStation gaming universe.
Yes, and
by
then,
PlayStation.
And so like, and then like the games of
PGU.
and like they even still have like the third party stuff because they have like the games of Dream, of Final Fantasy 7 and Shenmue 3. 7, who knows? It's like it could be. We don't even know.
Well, 7's not exclusive to PlayStation,
I'm just saying,
is it?
it's like they still have stuff to look forward to, like on their platform. That's like, like oh man, they've hyped it up. So it's like that one for sure, because they showed it at a press conference. Like everybody got like lost their minds. And then Shenmue 3 is supposed to be next year, right?
Maybe. Yeah.
No.
It doesn't. It's never felt solid. Like those types of games, they never feel solid until they're out.
But then here's my thing though: is like I think after at least one of those is out. So after like Shenmue 3, because 7, who knows? Like that could be 10 years from now. I don't even know. I don't even care because I know I'm gonna pre-order it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me because I know I'm gonna get it. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, I think they might have like multiple phases of like dream games. So it's like, they're not telling us like anything, so like we never expect it. It's like, they just come on stage at E3 because it's gonna be at E3 and like they unveil it and like. But then that's the cool thing about Tsushima. It's like that wasn't even at E3. It's like to see Sucker Punch like unveil new IPs. Like it could be anywhere. It could be at PSX. It could be at Paris Games Week. It could be at Gamescom. It could be at Tokyo Game Show. It could be on E3. Like you never know. So it's like it's always exciting to like see what are they going to show. So it's like but they learned their lesson of like not having too many games in like the far orbit of like oh this game's coming out. No, we're not going to give you a date.
The Last Guardian.
Oh yeah, Last Guardian. That's another one. Just like it's like 5 to 10 years of like we never gave a date, but please be excited and just like or like Agent or stuff like that that like, never materializes. I think they learned their lesson, and so we're seeing like the benefit wow, my brain. They are getting all the benefits of like all that negativity in the past or like their lesson that they learned the hard way, and then we get to like benefit from that now, just like them not making those terrible mistakes and just being on point all the time. It's just like it's so good. It's such a great time, even though it's in the darkest timeline to be a video game.
I don't know if they reveal those things early, like intentionally expecting them to take a while. I think a lot of the times they do have intentions of them like coming out sooner than they actually end up coming out. It's just that making games is hard. So they're just like, we've been working on this game for like 3 years, and it's like, oh, we're totally going to make it. And then like 5 years later, like, okay, we need to switch platforms. We need to do this and this and this. It's like a lot of stuff changes. So it's like, it's a good chance that they probably thought that these games are going to come out like next year or the year after, but then they're just like, oh, this ended up turning into something completely different. So sorry, we had to turn it into something completely different.
But yeah, for me, it's like, where PlayStation's at now is like, where Nintendo's at a good spot, but it's like, I'm still apprehensive to like get a Switch, and like, because of reasons like that, where it's like, I know there's stuff to look forward to, whereas like, I can just think of the Wii drops, and like, Switch is like it's not at that level. It's like, if they can like go through like years and years of this as far as like having games on top of games on top of games like they do now, then like, they will win me over this gen as far as like, getting my trust back and like having me go like, cuddle in bed with them again. But like, until they can have like, at least 3 years, I'd say, of sustained output like they've had this year, then I'm still gonna be my current level of like I like my other consoles, but I love my PlayStations. But that's not what Tropical says all the time. But like whatever, I'll just keep saying that because they make sense.
Paraphrase.
It can always be like the modern era of like whatever console I'm playing, I like it, but I love my PlayStation. So yeah, but that's I just want to get that out of my system and be like, man, Sony's on point this shit. Like, I love it. It's like even if Deep Down never comes to market, I don't care. That's cool. They get that one. That's a free one. Like that's their mulligan this gen of like, oh man, Deep Down. That totally. I just like that dragon and that dude and that night dude. It's like, I'm so hyped, and then it just like disappears. And it's like, well.
I mean, that's Capcom's fault though. That's not really Sony's fault.
I mean, it's also just like a thing is like whenever I guess a lesson for myself is like whenever they have those events as far as like the first unveiling or whatever of their platform or hardware, they're always going to show like something super cool that's probably like not going to make the cut. So that's probably like the one thing. So and then it was third party, but still, it's like it got me hyped, and it's like PS4 looks so good. But then like that's the thing is like this gen is like pretty good. Like I mean, even though some games have like irked me or just like not lived up, like hit the mark, like still across the board, I can't say like it's just this console generation has been terrible and the games are bad. It's just like no, it's like it's actually been pretty good. So fingers crossed, Darkest Timeline, the light keeps shining and doesn't go out until we all die. I mean, wait a minute, that's not the one to come out. Whatever.
But it's true.
We don't want that.
Let's see. If Kingdom Hearts 3 doesn't come out until next year, then at least I'll have Last of Us 2, or no, God of War.
You'll have at least Spider-Man and God of War before you die horribly.
And hopefully something else comes out for RPG to be excited about, because I need to keep going.
It's kind of it. That's kind of it. But I mean, well,
the amount of dissonance between the virtual realm and real realm that I live in right now is just so depressing. It's it's a mess.
What they need to do is just like, first of all, they need to like port all their Wii U games over so they can actually have it on a console that people are buying, and then that way, once support gets up, then they can continue making their games. But I mean, there's already a few games that I am excited about on the Switch. I mean, there are no like release dates for them, but at least I know they're happening. But I I don't know. I don't know with Nintendo sometimes.
Because
They can't always be
like when I
trusted.
had that thought in my brain of like, Tekken, you're gonna burn through Odyssey in a week. Like, I was like, you know what? Maybe a Switch I should just like hold off on that. Because after Destiny
Probably.
2 is not even crack proof, I was like, yeah, I think I have a problem, and I don't need to add on top of the ridiculousness that is cracking out on games. So Switch, you can just wait it out a bit until you get like more hard drive space or something, because that's a problem too.
Also that. Hmm. Well, at least we don't have to worry about getting an Xbox One X. So, you always have that.
They did actually release those Xbox One OG or whatever games. So National Republic, if you haven't played it, there you go. Be excited, because
Crimson Skies.
is Crimson Skies out yet?
Crimson Skies has been out since the beginning.
Oh,
I don't know if it's on Xbox One X yet, though. It should be. Like, that's the only one they showed when they announced it.
actually, it's weird because like the day that announcement was made, as far as like or that update about like all the Xbox One OG games coming out, like there's a bunch of firmware updates, or not firmware updates, but like just software updates to like all my PS2, PS4 games. I was like, did they do something to like compete here? And then I had, like then there's also like a firmware update day, and I was like, did they do something behind the scenes that like I don't know, that they're just like trying to like get even better on their PS2 to PS4 stuff? I'm like, yeah, I'm super excited about that because like there's the PS2 library, like yeah, I'm like not gonna like jump off this tangent mountain that I'm thinking, but like that's like one of my favorite eras. So it's like they can just like don't even have to try. They just like reach in and be like, oh, what's this game? Oh yeah, let's put it on PS4 and just they could just do that like every week, like the magical times it was when like the Wii came out and it was like Virtual Console week released and like
Oh,
man,
man.
Virtual Console. It's like they could just do that, and that was just they got me. I mean, they already
Oh.
have me, but still, I like never leave their side.
This was just like a random thought I had. I hope they release a second Xbox One X, because then this one can be called the Xbox One X1.
Oh dear. It's just getting ridiculous.
Oh,
This nameception going on with them, it's just like, I can't. I can't with you.
Xbox One
Guess
X
I'm getting
360.
tired.
Okay, we can wrap it up now. Sign off before we get a bit too crazy.
All right. Well,
Mr. Aimless.
well, Okay, that's it. I've used up my time.
So yeah, like Tropical would usually say, if he had his normal brain working functionally, check us out. Aimless Babble Z, aimlesspodcast.com, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever else on the internet, or Google us. Hopefully you find us. If not, whatever, no big deal. Maybe you'll find something better. It's a large internet. I don't know if you've ever
You
been
won't.
on there or checked.
Try Bing. They'll pay you.
Anything to say before we sign off, RPG?
Try to stay safe in the darkest timeline.
Anything
But
to-
you can't.
Yes, RPG. Give them hope and then take it away. Such an RPG.
Well, I mean, it is the darkest timeline. That's kind of how this works.
There's no hope in the darkest timeline. Anything to say with anything to say with sign off, Tropical?
Nope.
Oakley dokley. Well, I need to work on an outro clearly because I don't have one prepared. So but
We haven't heard Boujou 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 in a while.
that's because there's no bougie in Destiny 2. I could just pretend it's what. Oh, actually, yeah. Like whenever the Fallen talking, it just says like on the since I have the captions on or the subtitles, it just says like Fallen speech. I'll just be like, that's what they're saying. All the Fallen are just saying is bougie all the time, or the Vex because it's just like brr, brr, brr. It's like you could easily you could easily confuse a little like weird rumor like to like brr. So yeah, Vex brr. Vex
I
edition.
mean, really, most of the enemies in there only talking like weird. It's like only like the higher level like boss people actually speak. Like that one guy whose son
Forks.
we murdered, and then like that the Cabal guy.
Oh,
But
yeah.
everybody else is pretty much just like. It's like, oh, is that what you meant? Wonderful.
All right, so yeah, I just thought of an outro. So let's all. I mean, it doesn't have to be mutually exclusive, man. I'm just like going off on a bit of a tangent here as far as like fanboyism because it's just annoying and it's stupid and it's dumb. But I'm like I like Mario and I like Sonic and I like a lot of other things. It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. We can all like all different types of games and not argue about it all the time. Let's all be happy together and stuff in the one light saving grace in the darkest timeline in video games. So until you see or hear from us again, Aimless Babble Z, and we're now signing off.